Chapter 1: The Crash. The night was thick with the hum of crickets and the distant rustling of leaves when the sky split open. A streak of violet fire tore through the atmosphere, trailing smoke and embers as it plummeted toward Earth. In the small farming town of Hollow Creek, where the most exciting event was the annual Harvest Festival, this was nothing short of apocalyptic. Lena Carter, a mechanic with grease perpetually under her nails, was the only one awake at this hour, tinkering with an old tractor in her barn. The explosion rattled the walls, sending tools clattering to the ground. Heart pounding, she sprinted outside, her boots kicking up dust as she followed the glow in the distance. The ship, if it could even be called that, was a mangled wreck, half buried in the cornfield. Its metallic surface shimmered like liquid mercury, even as flames licked at its edges. Lena hesitated only a second before rushing forward. She had seen enough sci-fi movies to know this was either the start of an invasion or a tragedy, but if there was someone inside, she couldn't just leave them. The hatch hissed open under her desperate tugging, revealing a dimly lit interior filled with swirling smoke. And there, slumped against the control panel, was a figure. Tall, slender, with iridescent blue skin and a cascade of silver hair. Blood, or something like it, oozed from a gash on their temple. Their eyes fluttered open, pupils like slits of molten gold. A trembling hand reached out, and Lena, against every instinct screaming at her to run, took it. Chapter 2: The Fugitive. The alien's name was Vera, and she was no ordinary traveler. She was the last heir to the throne of the Krillian Dominion, a vast interstellar empire now under the control of a merciless warlord named Draxus. Her ship hadn't crashed by accident. It had been sabotaged. "They will come for me," Vera whispered, her voice like wind chimes. "If they find me here, your world will burn." Lena's stomach twisted. She was just a mechanic. She fixed engines, not intergalactic conflicts. But the fear in Vera's eyes was too raw to ignore. "Then we hide you," Lena said. For days, she kept Vera concealed in her barn, treating her wounds with whatever makeshift remedies she could find. The alien's physiology was different, but pain was universal. Vera flinched at human medicine, yet endured it with quiet gratitude. But the peace couldn't last. On the fifth night, the sky darkened again, not with a single ship, but with dozens. Sleek, black vessels descended like vultures, scanning the land. Draxus's hunters had arrived. Chapter 3: The Stand. Lena knew they couldn't outrun them. Earth's governments were oblivious, their militaries unprepared. If Vera was taken, her planet would be next. "There's an old military bunker in the mountains," Lena said, loading supplies into her truck. "We can make it if we move now." Vera shook her head. "They will destroy everything in their path to find me. You must let me go." "Not happening." Lena's grip tightened on the steering wheel. "I didn't pull you out of that wreck just to hand you over." The road was a blur as they sped through the night, headlights cutting through the darkness. Behind them, the hunters gave chase, their ships casting eerie shadows over the trees. Then impact. A blast sent the truck skidding off the road, flipping onto its side. Lena groaned, blood trickling from her lip. Vera was already moving, pulling her free. "Run," Vera urged. But Lena saw the figures emerging from the ships, tall, armored, their faces obscured by helmets. Draxus's soldiers. She grabbed a fallen branch, gripping it like a bat. "I'm not leaving you." Chapter 4: The Revelation. Vera's eyes glowed. "Then stand behind me." A surge of energy erupted from her hands, a shield of light forming between them and the soldiers. The blast ricocheted off harmlessly. Lena gaped. "You could have done that this whole time." Vera smirked. I needed time to recover. I needed to know if you were worthy of trust. The soldiers regrouped, but before they could strike again, a new sound filled the air, a deep, resonant hum. From the clouds emerged a massive Krillian warship, its hull marked with the royal insignia. Vera's people had come for her. Chapter 5: The Farewell. With her strength returned, Vera was no longer a fugitive, she was a queen. The soldiers knelt as she approached, their loyalty shifting in an instant. Draxus's reign was over. Lena stood back, watching as Vera prepared to board her ship. The alien turned, her golden eyes softening. You saved me when you had every reason to fear me. Earth will not be forgotten. Lena smiled. Just don't be a stranger, all right? Vera placed a hand on her shoulder. When the stars are safe again, I will return. As the ship ascended, Lena watched until it was nothing but a speck in the sky. The world would never know how close it had come to destruction, or how one human's courage had changed the fate of the galaxy. But Lena knew, and that was enough. Epilogue. A promise among the stars. The days after Vera's departure were strange for Lena. The world moved on as if nothing had happened. Farmers tended to their fields, kids played in the streets, and the nightly news spoke of weather patterns and politics, not alien warships. But Lena knew the truth. She had seen the impossible. Her barn still smelled faintly of ozone and something metallic, a lingering reminder of the Krillian ship. The townsfolk had dismissed the meteor crash as just another oddity, but Lena kept the wreckage hidden beneath layers of hay and tarp, just in case. Then one evening, as she sat on her porch beneath a sky streaked with twilight, she saw it, a flicker of violet light, too deliberate to be a star. Her breath caught. A small, sleek pod descended silently, landing in the same cornfield where it had all begun. The hatch opened, and Vera stepped out, her silver hair shimmering under the fading sun. But she wasn't alone. Beside her stood a Krillian child, small, with wide golden eyes and skin the color of dawn. Lena, Vera said, her voice warm. I told you I would return. Lena's heart raced. You brought a kid. Vera placed a hand on the child's shoulder. My heir. I wanted her to meet the human who saved our empire. The little Krillian stepped forward, offering a small three-fingered hand. Thank you, she said in halting English. Lena laughed, wiping sudden tears from her eyes. Yeah, well, don't mention it. Vera's gaze turned serious. Earth is under Krillian protection now. No warlords, no invasions. And, if you ever wish to see the stars, the offer stands. Lena looked up at the darkening sky, where the first stars were beginning to blink into existence. For the first time in her life, they didn't feel so far away. Maybe someday, she said. But for now, I've got engines to fix. Vera smiled. Then we will visit again. As the pod lifted into the night, Lena stayed outside, watching until the light vanished among the constellations. The universe was vast and full of wonders, but for now she was content knowing that somewhere out there, she had a friend among the stars. And that was more than enough.